Alright, hi everyone. It's Yumi here again, and I just wanted to quickly, or I guess not quickly, it's going to be kind of long, sorry. I just wanted to talk to you guys about what my kind of witchcraft is. Just so you guys know that I am not like an outsider looking in, just discussing these topics. You know that yes, I am indeed involved in what I'm talking about, and I do kind of know my shit, and I do a lot of research. But I'm not completely insane. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in because I have a lot to talk about. So first I'm going to start off with just a little bit about me. Actually, this entire video is going to be about me. Sorry, kind of deal with it. I don't know what else to tell you. But my name is Yumi. I am 19 years old. I live in Arizona. And I just moved here from Idaho. I am a normal human being, even if it doesn't seem like it because I'm a witch. I'm a normal human being. I like to play video games. If you can't see, there's a Five Nights at Freddy's plush toy sitting on my bed at the moment. I like to play video games. I like to read and write, and I like to watch Netflix, listen to music. I do a lot of surfing on the internet that usually amounts to nothing. But when I do that, I do a lot of research and looking into things, and a lot of the time. I've been doing witchcraft for 2 to 3 years now. I can't remember exactly when it started. It was like 3 years ago. So I am a second generation witch, which means that my mother and father were both in the craft. My mother considered herself a witch, at least I think. And my dad practiced. I don't know if he considered himself like a druid or anything like that, but he did practice in the craft. Both of them actually practiced before I was born, and then after I was born, they decided to switch to LDS. So I grew up LDS, and I chose this path pretty much by myself. I am an empath, which if you don't know what that is, okay, if you don't know what an empath is, it's kind of like, you take the word empathy, which means you can understand or feel for someone's emotions. Like if your friend is sad because, I don't know, their dog just died or something. And you yourself have had a dog die, you go, oh, I'm sorry, that really sucks. I understand how you feel. I know how you feel because you personally have gone through that feeling, which I know it sucks. Like, pets dying is no fun, but you can understand and you can feel for that person. Well, an empath is pretty much that on steroids, to the point where even if I myself am really calm, I can literally feel other people's emotions. And I actually have the definition of it here, because I looked it up in preparation for this. Where did it go? Oh, it's right there. It says, chiefly in science fiction, a person with the paranormal ability to apprehend the mental or emotional state of another individual. I kind of don't agree with that because, in personal opinion, I haven't experienced it. I am an empath. I know what it feels like and what it is, and I understand that it is a real thing. This definition here that I just gave you is not the best. I'm going to give you an example. I have a few examples, actually. I'm going to tell you not the most recent one, but one of the instances in which it was really, like, prevalent that I was feeling someone else's emotions, because it's really hard for me to differentiate with all of my anxiety and stuff like that. It's really hard for me to differentiate between my own emotions and someone else's emotions, and I'm going to explain to you why in just a second. So I was hanging out with my cousin and her boyfriend, and we were at my cousin's house, and I was sitting in the dining room looking in on their kitchen, watching them cook. And my cousin's boyfriend didn't want her to do all of the work, and he wanted to help her somehow because she looked like she was really stressed out. But she's kind of like her mother in the way that when she gets in the kitchen, she kind of, she's a little bit of a perfectionist. I mean, I love her to death, but she's a little bit of a perfectionist. But she knows it, and it's not a big deal. It just, in this particular instance, it hindered her boyfriend from being able to help her because he wanted to do things one way and she knew that that's not the way you're supposed to do it. They were trying to make crepes and it wasn't working out too well because he mixed the batter incorrectly. And I don't know if you've ever made crepes before, but crepes have to be a very liquidy thing because they're a very, very thin pancake type thing that you can roll like a burrito. But he wanted to help her and he was trying to make the batter and it wasn't working, and she was getting really anxious at him not doing what he was supposed to, or not following the instructions correctly. And me sitting maybe 10 feet away from them, I could literally feel her anxiety. Like, I wasn't right next to her, I wasn't directly involved in the situation whatsoever, but I could feel how anxious she was to the point where I was almost near hyperventilating because of her anxiety. Because of her anxiousness and wanting to control the situation, and because she couldn't, it was giving her anxiety, which was in turn giving me anxiety because I'm not as sensitive as an empath as some other people are. When I feel other people's emotions, it has to be like a really high emotion, like it has to be up there. Like, I feel extreme anger, I feel like if someone's crying, usually I will cry too, and that's not exactly like an empathic thing. A lot of people, when they see someone else cry, will also start to cry. That's what empathy is. You feel for the person. When they start to cry, you know they're sad, and it makes you sad, so you might start to cry as well. It's not necessarily an empathic thing. Humans generally are empathetic, but being an empath is feeling that basically on steroids, and most of the time it really fucking sucks. But so that was one instance in which my being an empath was not exactly the best. I had to tell my cousin, I was like, look, you need to calm down because I'm feeling your anxiety, and if I can feel your anxiety, I know you're stressed, which means you need to calm down. Take a breather. It's okay. Just breathe. It was a fun night. It was interesting. So there was that. That was a fun instance. But anyway, yeah. So that's what an empath is. And we're gonna move on because I could literally talk forever about that. I might make a video just specifically on being an empath and give you examples on how to deal with things and how I deal with things. Oh, just another little tidbit about me. Before we dive right into my witchcraft and stuff like that is, I do yoga sometimes. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing it every day, but it's not working so well.